Hello trainees, today we are going to learn about demonstrating the portable power planer machine and its functions. The objectives of this video are: after the session you will be able to Introduction to portable power planer, using the portable power planer machine job sequence, grinding and sharpening of blade and planer blade setting skill sequence. Let's start. Introduction to portable power planer and its working. The portable power planers are used to make sure that the surfaces are made to be smooth planed on the face side, face edge and face end. It is important that the planer should always be planing in the same direction as the grain of the wood, that is, along the direction of the grain. The proper feed rate will depend on the type of material being cut and depth of the cut. Power planes are available in sizes 50 to 125 mm. The proper feed rate will depend on the type of the material being cut and depth of the cut. Power planes are available in sizes 50 to 125 mm. Maximum width of cut the plane will make at one pass over the wood, that is, the width of the sole which equals the length of the cutting blades. Generally, two cutting blades are bolted to a cutter block which is revolved at high speed, 12,000 to 15,000 revolutions per minute, by gears or belts connected to an electric motor mounted on the body or the plane. Depth of cut up to 6 mm is regulated by a star wheel or knob which sides the front portion, front shoe, of the sole on an inclined plane. Most planes are fitted with a fence to guide the plane when squaring, beveling or mitring edges and ends. Bevel gauge can be fixed to either side 135 degrees to the sole. The front shoe has a rebating groove machined along the edge for 9 mm wide by 9 mm deep. Wider rebates may be produced by making 2 or more passes of the plane. Job sequence. We are going to remove and sharpen the planer blade using oil stone. Using the Allen key, we are going to set the planer blade in the cutter head. Set up the in-feed and out-feed table. Hold the job using the bench vise. Use your right hand to hold the plane and keep the index finger on the trigger switch. Hold the front handle of the plane using your left hand. Press the trigger switch on the machine. Place the machine straight on the job and give forward stroke. The machine should always be in a horizontal position. Feed the job against the cutter head for planing to the required size. Use the trigger switch to turn off the machine. Using the tri-square and the steel ruler, check the flatness and thickness of the planned wooden piece to ensure that it is of the correct dimension. We are done with the job. One important note: keep the machine on its side when not in use. Skill sequence. There are two parts to the skill sequence. 1. Grinding and sharpening of plane blade, and 2. Planer blade setting. Now let's focus on part 1. Grinding and sharpening of plane blade. Grinding. The jaws of the grinding machine are open to insert the cutter. In between the jaws of the grinding machine, the cutter is inserted. Set the cutter evenly projecting from the jaws of the grinding machine. Make sure that the cutter is extended to a distance of 10 mm to 14 mm from the jaws of the grinding machine. Set the angle of jaws to 30 degrees for grinding the cutter. The cutter has to be adjusted against the grinding wheel for it to be grinded. Turn on the machine. Move the cutter to and fro against the grinding wheel uniformly by hand. Continue the grinding till the required angle of cutter is obtained. Sharpening. The oil stone along with its block can be placed on the workbench top. Use the recommended lubrication oil while sharpening. Move the cutter backward and forward on full length with the oil stone until a burr is formed on the flat side of the cutter. The burr can be felt by rubbing lightly with a fingertip. Turn the blade over and hold it perfectly flat on the stone. Rub from side to side until burr has disappeared. Till you get fine cutting edge, continue the sharpening procedure. Planer blade setting. Setting the planer blades cutters in the slot of the cutter head, place the blade. Set the blade such that it is 3 mm outside the cutter head and parallel to the cutter head using the cutter lock. The cutter's projection needs to be checked. Tight the blade on the cutter head with bolt using Allen spanner. Test the projection of the blade edges by rotating the cutter head. Generally, 2 cutting blades are bolted to a cutting block. Precautions for planer blade setting. Check electrical and mechanical parts. Keep the lead behind the plane. Do not force the plane to cut rapidly. Let's quickly recap. The video covers the introduction and operation of portable power planers, emphasizing the importance of planning in the direction of wood grain. The job sequence involves removing, sharpening, and setting planer blades using in-feed and out-feed tables and ensuring correct dimensions. The skill sequence details the grinding and sharpening of the blade along with precautions for planer blade setting. Key points include maintaining a horizontal position during operation and proper storage. Hope you understood everything taught in this session. See you in another video. Thank you and goodbye until then.